Imagine waking up tomorrow to a world where a single decision made in a boardroom in Baghdad has multiplied your wealth overnight, not by a small percentage, but by a factor that fundamentally alters your financial reality. This is not a scene from a speculative fiction novel. This is the very real, very tangible anticipation that is currently electrifying the global currency market, specifically surrounding the Iraqi dinar. For decades, the narrative of the dinar has been one of patience, of hope, and for many, of profound skepticism, often dismissed as a fringe investment for the overly optimistic. But what if I told you that the entire landscape of this conversation has just undergone a seismic shift, a shift so significant that it demands the immediate and undivided attention of anyone with even a passing interest in global finance or wealth creation? The core of this transformation lies in a recent and unequivocal confirmation from the Central Bank of Iraq itself, an institution that has historically been guarded in its communications, now openly signaling a monumental policy change aimed at a large-scale revaluation of its national currency. This isn't merely about a slight adjustment to the exchange rate against the US dollar. We are discussing a structured, multi-phase initiative that insiders are referring to as the triple rate rise, a strategic maneuver designed to systematically and dramatically increase the dinar's value on the international stage in three distinct, powerful waves. The first wave, as confirmed by the central bank, is focused on severing the dinar's debilitating dependency on the US dollar for internal transactions, a move that will instantly create a robust, self-sustaining domestic monetary ecosystem and establish a new, stronger baseline value for the currency, completely independent of external dollar flows. The second wave involves a comprehensive asset backing strategy, where Iraq's immense, and largely untapped, natural resources, particularly oil and gas, but also including precious minerals and a rapidly growing agricultural sector, are being formally leveraged to provide tangible, irrefutable collateral for the dinar's new value, moving it from a fiat currency perceived as weak to a resource-backed powerhouse akin to the petrodollar systems of other wealthy nations. The third and final wave is the global integration phase, where Iraq is actively negotiating with international financial institutions and key economic partners to have the newly strengthened dinar recognized as a tradable currency on global Forex markets, moving it from its current exotic status to a major or at least minor standard, which would trigger an influx of institutional investment on an unprecedented scale. The implications of this triple-pronged strategy are staggering, and they are rooted in a confluence of geopolitical and economic factors that have been building for years, including Iraq's recent success in stabilizing its internal security, its landmark oil and gas law finally passing through parliament, which unlocks billions in foreign investment, and its strategic pivot towards economic partnerships with economic powerhouses in Asia and Europe, reducing its historical reliance on the United States. This is no longer a rumor being circulated on online forums. This is a confirmed economic development plan with a clear trajectory, and the Central Bank of Iraq is the primary source of this confirmation, making the previous months of speculation and analysis suddenly crystallize into a concrete, actionable reality. The waiting, it appears, was not in vain, but the period of passive waiting is now conclusively over, replaced by a window of opportunity that is open, but will not remain open indefinitely. To fully grasp the monumental nature of this transition, we must delve deeper into the mechanics of what a revaluation of this magnitude actually means for the global economic order and for you as a potential investor. The current exchange rate, a figure familiar to all who follow this space, is a relic of a different era, a placeholder from a time of conflict, sanctions, and economic isolation that no longer reflects the true potential of the nation of Iraq. The proposed revaluation is not merely an adjustment of numbers, it is a deliberate act of economic sovereignty designed to reclaim Iraq's rightful place as a dominant economic force in the Middle East, and in doing so, it will create a transfer of wealth that will ripple across the globe, creating a new class of millionaires and fundamentally altering the financial destiny of those who have positioned themselves correctly. Consider the sheer mathematical power of a significant currency revaluation. Even a modest investment in dinars at the current rate, once the new rate is implemented, would see its value in US dollars increase exponentially, turning what was once a speculative asset into a life-changing store of value. This process is fundamentally different from a simple appreciation of a currency due to market forces, A revaluation is an official, government-mandated change in the exchange rate, a deliberate repricing of the nation's currency against all others, and it is this official act that carries the transformative power. The central bank's confirmation signals that this is now a matter of national policy, not market whim, and it is being executed with a level of coordination that has never been seen before, involving the Ministry of Oil, the Ministry of Finance, and international bodies like the International Monetary Fund, all working in concert to ensure a smooth and successful transition. The recent news of Iraq's compliance with international banking standards, including the SWIFT system for transparent financial transactions, is a critical piece of this puzzle, as it removes a major technical barrier that has previously prevented the dinar from being taken seriously by the global financial community. Furthermore, the lifting of the final vestiges of Chapter 7 sanctions has returned full economic autonomy to Iraq, allowing it to freely trade its currency and resources without the oppressive oversight of the past. All of these elements, the triple rate rise strategy, the resource backing, the geopolitical stabilization, and the international financial compliance, are not isolated events. They are interconnected threads being woven together into a single, unbreakable rope that will pull the Iraqi dinar up to its true, market-reflective value. This is why the analysis from trusted voices in the community, from Pimpy's detailed breakdowns of economic indicators to Marx's direct sourcing from the region, has become increasingly bullish and specific, moving from vague predictions to discussing timelines and mechanisms that align perfectly with this official confirmation from the central bank. The data is no longer circumstantial, it is correlative and overwhelming, pointing towards a convergence of factors that historically precede a major monetary reset. The silence from mainstream financial media on this issue is, in itself, a telling indicator, as these monumental shifts often occur outside the spotlight of conventional Wall Street analysis, which is typically focused on established, liquid markets and not on the ground floor opportunities presented by a nation actively rebuilding its financial foundation from the ground up. So, the critical question that remains is not if this financial transformation will occur, but what you, as an informed individual, intend to do with this information in the precious time that remains before these changes are fully implemented and the opportunity for ground floor entry vanishes forever. The confirmation from the central bank is the starting pistol, not the finish line, and the race to secure a position in what could be the most significant wealth creation event of this decade is now officially underway. History is replete with examples of those who recognized a paradigm shift early and had the courage to act, from those who invested in internet companies in the 1990s to those who saw the potential of Bitcoin before it became a household name. These individuals understood that true, generational wealth is not built by following the crowd, but by identifying a verifiable, data-backed opportunity before the crowd becomes aware of it. The Iraqi dinar, with this official confirmation, presents precisely such an opportunity. It is an asset with a defined, low entry point and a virtually limitless ceiling, backed by one of the largest oil reserves on the planet and propelled by a national government with a singular, unified focus on economic revival. The path forward is one of decisive action. It begins with deepening your own due diligence, using this information as a foundation to research the latest bulletins from the Central Bank of Iraq, to analyze the reports from the Ministry of Oil regarding production quotas and new export agreements, and to follow the economists who specialize in post-conflict economic transformations. This is about becoming an expert in your own financial future, arming yourself with the original data that confirms this trajectory, from the text of the new hydrocarbon law to the official statements from the IMF regarding Iraq's financial compliance. The next step is to evaluate your current financial portfolio and ask yourself a simple, yet profound question. Is it positioned to capitalize on a historic global shift, or is it anchored to the old paradigms of a system that is increasingly volatile and unpredictable? Converting a portion of your savings into Iraqi dinar is not merely a currency trade, it is a strategic move to diversify your assets into a currency that is on the verge of a government-mandated appreciation, a move that can protect your wealth from inflation in Western economies and position you for exponential growth. Do not let the inertia of doubt or the noise of naysayers cloud your judgment. The evidence is now public, the confirmation is official, and the timeline is moving forward with or without your participation. This is your moment to break away from the cycle of financial mediocrity and to take a definitive step towards the kind of abundance that allows you to not just dream of a better life, but to actually live it, to provide security for your family, to invest in your passions, and to leave a legacy that endures for generations. The information is now in your hands, the verification is available for you to find, and the power to act is yours alone. The window is open. The question is, will you step through it? The information you just received is the key, but action is what unlocks the door. This is not the time to be a passive observer. If you are ready to stop watching from the sidelines and start building a tangible plan based on this confirmation, I have created a crucial, step-by-step resource for you. The link to my exclusive, free report, The Immediate Investor's Checklist, Navigating the Dinar RV Confirmation, is waiting for you in the description below. This report breaks down the exact steps you need to take right now, from how to safely acquire dinar to the critical documents you must verify. But more importantly, your journey to financial clarity cannot happen in a vacuum. You need a community. Smash that like button if this resonated with you, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because tomorrow I will be releasing a follow-up video that details the 5 biggest mistakes investors are making right now based on this new intel, and you cannot afford to miss it. Share this video with one person you care about, someone who also deserves to have this knowledge. Let's build this community of informed, proactive individuals together. The future is coming, and it is ours to shape. Go download that report, get subscribed, and I will see you in the next video.